listening to the budget presentation and the debate that followed, there's a constant reference to that $10,000 that's being given to constituencies. Let me repeat, not to MPs, to constituencies on a monthly basis. And there's an attempt by this government. I heard it on a radio program this morning again, because they think they slick. So there's a constant attempt to give the impression that Kate and them had the money. Go by them. They have a 10,000. Go by them. I know $10,000 can't really do nothing for a constituency. Believe me, I've seen what parliamentarians go through over the years and so on, which is why you have various government programs that the constituency office used to guide people through to assist them. Now they are saying outside of that, they're putting a 10,000 on top of that and give to the constituency office for the MPs to decide how they're distributing. But they're giving the impression like they're giving all of the $10,000 and all you're getting it in all your pocket. Like they hand all you $10,000 cash in an envelope and they push it in your pocket, and when you meet somebody, so pull out a 20 and give them. Explain to the Grenadian people what is the process in relation to the receipt and the distribution of these funds. Because I think a wrong impression is being given to people out there in relation to this $10,000 thing.
Right. So let me begin by saying the government is trying to politicize this $10,000 to their advantage, but it will not work. Number one, when they came into office, they totally got rid of what we had in place called a needy assistance program, where constituents will come to constituency offices, parliamentary offices, and apply for assistance for various reasons. It was under the needy assistance program. So as a result of that, when they realized after election, constituents were still coming and trying to source those assistance, that is when they realized, okay, there is no more needy assistance, let's do it for a constituency allowance. When the proposal was made to us as members of the opposition via the House committee, they proposed the $10,000, and we were subsequently asked to submit our personal bank accounts to receive that money. But when you have leadership like Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Clarice Modest, Honorable Emlyn Pear, and myself, who have been there and who knows that taxpayers' money has to be properly accounted for, we stood up against it and we said, no, taxpayers' money aimed for constituents and their benefits should not go to any member of parliament personal accounts. So we on the opposition, we that propose that it should not be in any minister or any member of parliament personal account as they were seeking. They agreed and accepted the parliament. It's done on the parliament. Subsequently, accounts were created in the names of each constituency where the member of parliament and the office managers for constituency had to affix their signature. So you had to go down to the bank and affix your signature, and it is done under the constituency name. So there is no constituency allowance, no $10,000 that comes to me on a monthly basis. Let's get that clear, because it seems as if they want constituents to believe that we receive as individuals, as MPs, $10,000 every month. A conscious distortion of the truth, a total lie. Okay, no, so there is an account in the name of every constituency where the disbursement is made, and payments for requests made by constituents are done via checks. Because we had a needy assistance program and we understood how to account for these finances, these monies, government taxpayers' money, we follow that same procedure. And you could ask the constituents, so they would make requests and we would ask them, get your invoice. If it's for a bill, get your bill from the utility company. checks are made out to service providers in most cases, to service providers. So someone come, they want a water bill, they want assistance with water bill, with electricity bill. Now once I gets the check, Grenlec gets the check. You have to go to the pharmacy to buy medication. The check is written on the pharmacy's name. We do food hampers for constituents, the supermarkets, they receive the checks. So checks are not written to individuals per se, unless there is an exception to what normally happens. So every quarter, we have to give reports to Parliament. You submit the reports of how the money have been spent, and you affix, you attach every invoice, every billhead, every signature of where this money was paid. So when you pay the supermarket, the owner of the supermarket, they have to sign to show that they received the payment. So to make people believe, and I can tell you, the $10,000, the constituents are grateful for it, because that started in January 2024. When it was announced, we announced it to constituents that this facility is made available for them to benefit. Do you know the amount of people that was coming, the bills were disconnected? Do you know how many reconnection of electricity and water bills and internet bills? And we have to do it because that is for their benefit. We understand some of them were fired. Some of them are not working. And if they're working, they just can't afford to meet all their daily needs. So that's how the money is spent. We assist schools, we assist churches, community groups, and Parliament is the people we account to. We account to Parliament, we report to them. So to give the impression that we as individuals received, someone said this morning that I have to fix road with it, Sheldon. Can you imagine? So are the government trying to shift their responsibility? Are they trying to do that? Because they know the rules and procedures for these funds are as established by Parliament. And it's not for roads. The maximum amount for the assistance for any one individual should not be more than $1,000. And because the demands are so high, so I look at the request that came in for this month of March only. The request is already over $14,000. So we have people on a waiting list. We have people who, based on the kind of assistance they require, they could only get half the assistance because we want to help as much people as possible. So to make it look that we're getting that money and it's in the office in a little, in a cash pan or in some box or in something, come on. They need to be honest. And it is check payments. So you keep in account as well as to the value of the checks you write. So you know when you reach the maximum, and you cannot continue to write checks because we are not the bounce check people. We are not the bounce check people. So check. You understand? And
but it's weird because your constituency has close to 6,000 registered voters. That's the registered voters. We're not speaking about those who are not registered and young ones. So it may even be closer to 10,000 people. That's nearly just $1 a person within your constituency. We understand that. Yes, we're grateful for what is there, but they're giving an impression now like Kate, go by Kate. When she pulled the drawer, she had $10,000 inside there. She could just pull out a 40 and hand you.
Our constituents know better. Because when they come and they request the assistance, we ask them to bring the bill, to bring the invoice, and then checks are written out to service providers. That's how it was done under our needy assistance program. We have to safeguard ourselves. We have to be responsible and accountable for how taxpayers' money is being used. I'm not sure how they're spending theirs. I'm not hearing they asking their MPs, their ministers, to account for theirs, but we are accounting to Parliament. And if Parliament had any issues or any concern, trust me, they will speak to us about it, but they have had none. But I want to also mention that because some of the other constituencies, they are not getting the service or the type of representation that they from their ministers, those in government now. Some of them come to us. I remember, and I could give you an example of a young lady who came to me. She's from St. Patrick East, and she said, Miss Kate, every time I go to my MP, is a run around, is a run around. Either you don't have, they don't have, until we don't have facilities for that. So when you look at the request, she wanted to buy books for her daughter. And the embarrassment that she said her daughter feels in the school, the teacher told the daughter, you cannot peep in nobody else's book. Your parents should be responsible for buying your book. She is not from St. Andrew Northeast, but she's not receiving the help from the constituency where she belongs. What do we do as a caring people? We ignore where she comes from. And I said to her, get the invoice from the bookstore, we'll buy the books for you. And that's what we do. So every day we have requests, not only from our constituency. Strange enough, a lot of the requests we get comes from St. David's, and I'm asking myself why.
Well, we heard from the Prime Minister, one, that he refuses to have any account open, that he ain't really going an account for no money to anybody in relation to it. And he's claiming that he didn't receive that money, that he's receiving a lot of money, a lot of things for the constituency from other people. Apparently, the Prime Minister of Grenada is unaware of the Integrity in Public Life Act. He's unaware that he, as the Prime Minister of this country and a member of Parliament, it is illegal for him to be receiving gifts from anybody over a certain figure. I can't remember the exact number right now, according to the Integrity in Public Life Act. And if indeed he receives a gift, for instance,
he has to declare it. It has to be declared.
So I don't know if the cricket bats, etc., that were given to the constituency as St. David was declared from the billionaire. I don't know if all the other things were declared.
Sheldon, what I would say to, no one is above the law. And if Parliament put rules and procedures in place as to how this constituency allowance, taxpayers' money, should be used, I don't see why you feel you're too big to follow the rules so that the constituents can benefit. It's simple. It should not be in your name. It's taxpayers' money. And you should not decide how you want to spend it. Parliament lay down the rules. If every other MP can follow, do you think you're bigger than everybody? You're above the law? That's the things. These are the simple things Grenadians have to pay attention to.
Well, the Prime Minister